All right, guys, so seats are out. Dirt bikes. Totally distracted. We got to lift the engine and pull it out because we got to do some trimming of that little piece back there. We got to drill the holes for the transmission mount. I got to put the wiring harness on. I got to pull the tape from the inside. And then I got to do a couple of other things. The shifter has to go in. And then we should be ready for the final fitment before the headers go on. And dude, we're getting there. Progress. All right, guys, so right now we got the motor lifted up, kind of angled in. So this bracket right here that goes from the firewall to the strut braces, these are these pseudo strut braces kind of things. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. I don't see a need for it. It's just kind of getting in the way. So I'm gonna delete it. Then I'll pull my tape off. I'm gonna probably Dremel some of that out, paint it up. Then I gotta get my dipstick in. I can't forget that. I don't know, there's so much to do. Let's keep going. So I trimmed off that bolt and that bolt. I can tap those in if I need to. It's pretty extensive how sturdy that is. There's like 3 pieces of metal there, and they're tack welded together. So I just went ahead and did a little bit of trimming of where it looked like it needed to be trimmed. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back underneath the car into the tunnel, transmission tunnel, and I am going to get those holes drilled out for the transmission mounts. Let's go. Team, so we're working on the passenger side mount right now. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. I gotta drill some holes on the bottom. I ended up losing a bolt. I don't know how, so I ended up having to go get some more of these guys. Ugh. These are the hex head 3/8 inch. They're 2 1/4 to 2.5 inches long. I'm gonna like 2.5. But either way, gotta drill some more out in the bottom, and let's go. All right, so we're wrapping up the transmission mount. We finally got this side in and this side in with the help of my bride, who's inside there somewhere. So now we got that done. I think next we're gonna probably install the shifter or the steering rack bushings. Either way, we're moving on. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we're taking off in a really horrible place the shifter. Okay. So we have 4 of these. All right, so now we're gonna try to get down here and get this bushing out of here. I'm gonna come from underneath, and then got these super long bolts that should squeeze in there and help me get in there and pull it out from the other end. I'm basically just gonna torque it down until it pulls it out from the other side, and we'll be done. Let's go. Alright, so now that the power steering rack bushings are out, we're gonna go ahead and install our Sikky ones. Sweet. Now everybody liked my ghetto rig. 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna try and just put this in the way that Sikky does it, which is just with the Deblo. These are press fits. All right, so these are pressed in. I kind of hammered them a little bit, and then I just put the bolt through. They're set up for left-hand drive. I can adjust them, but they're lined up to fit, so I don't want to adjust them anymore. And here we go, onward. All right, pause. Alright, so we got a bunch of the wiring done today. And there's the injectors. There's some of the sensors up here. We couldn't do mass airflow and the TPS yet. Well, hold on, these aren't mass airflow. This is idle. This is TPS, throttle position sensor. This is mass airflow and intake air temp. We got a bunch of these done. There's AC stuff, And then all the transmission plugs are down there. Can't really see them. Got a lot done though. So we got enough that we could potentially move this. I'm not gonna install some of these yet. We got enough done that we could potentially put the motor back into the mounts, bolt it up, and then plug in the rest of the stuff, and we should be good. There's that bundle of joy over there. So, moving onward. All right, gang, we bolted up. We did a couple deletes, so there's a couple open extensions. The shifter still needs to go on, so that should be interesting to put on, but we may just drop our jack or our transmission mounts to put the shifter on, but we'll get that done when we get to that. Otherwise, we're moving along. All right, well, we got the motor in. So now we're gonna probably start taking off this stuff. And that way, we can actually start putting in some of the parts that we weren't able to put in, which would be nice. We got the power steering delete, we can put in the manifold, we can put in the drive shaft, we can put in fluids. We still got some hookups we gotta do, but I wanna get some of this stuff out of the way first and then keep rolling. Team, I can't zoom out, I'm really close. So we got the shifter in, transmission bolts torqued down. Went ahead and sized up the steering rack bushings. I had to angle them down a little bit to get them off the oil pan. It's a bit snug in there. Got the spacers on the sway bar, whatever trailing arm. See them right there. Boom and boom. And the subframe already has the spacers on there because I already installed them. Torqued down the motor mounts. Cannot see it. They're right here. These guys and these guys. So we are moving along. Still got some stuff to tidy up, but we are moving.